All right. So good morning and welcome to the Saturday meditation and Dhamma discussion. Today we would be focusing on, of course, we'll be primarily focusing on meditation. I would also be doing a Dhamma sharing out of one of the sutras that probably something that many people have not read. So I will be sharing something with regards as extraction of a sutta, with regards to meditation, with regards to portraying the power of contemplation and awareness with regards to meditative development and mental health well-being, right? So I'll be touching, also relating the sutta to suit both the practitioner, the spiritual practitioner who practices meditation, mindfulness in a way that would promote a better spiritual practice. I would also be then touching on mental health, anxiety, depression, and that part of things where this practice, this contemplation could be used in terms of bettering one's mental health, especially for people who do experience emotions and uh, situations such as panic attacks, anxiety attacks. So this session would be very much useful for those who do experience anxiety, panic, or have sort of mild depressive moods. Thus to say, the Buddha's Dhamma, like, for example, the West has, as the West has started to use, is very much practical in terms of, or applicable and practical in terms of mental health, as well as the spiritual practice, which is also mentioned in almost all of Dr. The father of mindfulness, in terms of the Oxford training that is offered, or the University of Massachusetts, all of these places in terms of the MBCT, MBSR books. If you go onto the preface of the book, you do find that it links up all its techniques to Zen, Tibetan, and sort of Buddhism as a whole. So we would be using sort of extractions of teachings, or I would be portraying certain extractions of teachings in ways that you could use the teachings to benefit your own mental health. If you do have certain issues with anxiety, depression, mild depression, mind you, and panic attacks and that sort of experience. So good. Let me just grab my meditation gong. Sorry about that. Now, let us be seated in a posture suitable to meditate. We'll be meditating for about 30 minutes. If you are feeling cold, be sure to just wrap yourself and just feel all warm and nice, right? To have a nice, comfortable meditation. So, gently taking a deep breath in. Having your eyes closed throughout the session. Being in a comfortable posture, feeling free to adjust if you do need to feel a little bit more comfortable. Taking a deep breath in, filling up the chest. As much as you can, hold the breath in for a moment. Being aware of the chest being full of air, the lungs expanded. And when you can't hold it any longer, slowly, gently pushing it out, breathing out, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind, allowing yourself to put aside all responsibilities and duties, anything that you have to do after this. Just put it aside for now and allow yourself to go deeper into relaxation, to allow yourself to experience a profound nature of tranquility and relaxation arising from just letting go of the body and the mind. Taking another deep breath in, a deep breath, a deep breath. Filling up the chest, being aware as the air fills up the lungs, expanding the chest, the diaphragm, the muscles. Holding the breath in for a moment, for a moment. Gently letting go of the breath, relaxing the body and the mind, the body and the mind, the body and the mind. Relaxing the body deeper and deeper, each and every fiber of skin and muscle, allowing you to just be, just be. As you let go of any need to control, to manipulate, and fully accepting whatever the sensation you might be experiencing, just accept, no judgment whatsoever. Taking another deep breath in, a deeper breath than the two before. Breathing in everything positive in the world, letting it energize, helping you to relax the body, calm the senses and the mind. As you breathe out, relaxing yourself even more deeply, going deeper and deeper into a state of profound calm and relaxation. Calm and relaxation. Calm and relaxation. Very good. Feel free to adjust your posture if you think you need to at any time, but only very gently whilst being aware of each and every movement and having your eyes closed throughout the session. Throughout the session. Gently guiding your attention all the way down to the tips of the toes, the feet. Being aware of all the sensations all around the feet and the tips of the toes. The warmth, the cold, the texture of the socks, touching against the skin of the feet. The weight of the body, if it is resting on the feet. Allow yourself to be aware, to be aware. As you now let go, relax the feet, relax the tips of the toes. Allowing yourself to go deeper into relaxation as you relax the feet, the mind relaxing deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Gently guiding your attention from the feet to the legs, being aware of all the sensations arising all around the legs, all around, all around. The sensations arising from each and every fiber of skin and muscle all around the legs. Noting that these sensations that arise are impermanent in nature. They arise and pass away, and another sensation arises. Being aware of that process. Allow yourself to be fully aware of the legs, the sensations all around the legs. And when you are relaxing the legs, relaxing each and every fiber of skin and muscle all around the legs, and as you do, the mind journeying deep into a state of calm and peace, into a state of profound calm and peace. Calm and peace. Gently guiding your attention upwards again from the legs to the thigh. Being fully aware of all the sensations all around the thighs, the upper thigh, the lower thigh, the inner thigh. Being aware of the whole thigh. All the sensations arising from each and every fiber of skin and muscle. Be aware, be aware. Exerting the right amount of energy, not too much, not too little. Just the right amount, finding a balance of peace and tranquility. Allowing you to be aware, to be fully aware of what is going on in your body. And when you are aware of all the sensations arising, gently relaxing the thighs, going deep into relaxation, the mind relaxing even more deeply, experiencing a profound sense of peace and tranquility, a state of mind so peaceful, so attractive, so light. Gently guiding your attention upward from the thighs to the abdomen, from the thighs to the abdomen, being aware of all the sensations all around the abdomen, all around the abdomen. Being aware of the sensations, they might be subtle sensations, they might be gross sensations. It doesn't matter, we do not judge. We only attempt to be aware of these sensations as they arise and pass away, as they arise and pass away. Being aware of these sensations all around the abdomen, all around the abdomen, all around the abdomen. Now let go of the abdomen muscles, mentally letting go of any need to control or manipulate, accepting all the sensations as they are, not wishing for anything different. Allow the mind to relax the abdomen, and as it does, the mind too relaxing even more deeper, going into an even more deeper state than before. Feeling lighter and lighter, peaceful, calm and tranquil. Peaceful, calm and tranquil. Imagine that as you relax the abdomen muscles, that even the organs within are now going through a process of relaxation and cleanse. Even the internal organs, imagine that they are all relaxing in the whole body, going into a state of experiencing bliss and relaxation, bliss and relaxation. And as the body relaxes, the mind going even deeper into this experience of tranquility, appreciating the fact that this experience might be something that you have never experienced before. You have never experienced before. Or it has been a long time since the last time that you experienced such a state. So welcoming it with all your heart and mind. As you guide your attention upwards from the organs, from the abdomen to the chest. Being aware of the chest, all the sensations arising all around the chest, all around, all around. Allowing yourself to be aware of the gross and the subtle sensations without any judgment whatsoever, whatsoever. Whatsoever. Being aware as the air fills the lungs, the diaphragm expanding, the chest expanding, and as you breathe out, the contraction. Being aware of this movement, the sensations created by this activity. Relaxing yourself further by relaxing the lungs, relaxing the chest, all the muscles, each and every fiber of skin and muscle all around the chest. Relaxing, letting go of any need to control, just letting it be for this moment, for this moment. Allowing yourself to experience the profound tranquility that arises through you just letting everything just be and practicing letting go. And as you relax the lungs, the chest, the mind relaxing even more deeply, feeling as if a great weight has been lifted off your life, your day, your heart. As you gently guide your attention from the lungs to the shoulders, from the lungs to the shoulders, being aware of all the sensations arising all around your shoulders, any aches and pains, any tightness, whatever it might be. Allow yourself to be unjudgmentally aware. There is no need to judge. Just be aware that there is a sensation of a certain sort. Just be aware of the sensations all around the shoulders, from one side to the next. And as you become more and more aware of these sensations, now letting go of the shoulders, letting all the sensations just relax the shoulders deeper and deeper, allowing yourself to go deeper in terms of relaxation, letting all the muscles, each and every fiber of skin and muscle all around the shoulders, relax deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, going beyond your threshold to experience profound higher states of experience with regards to relaxation as you penetrate the gross into the finer, more subtle. And the key to doing that is to just let go. Just let go. Feeling relaxed, the mind relaxing even more deeper, even more deeper. Even more deeper as you gently guide your attention from the shoulders to the forearms, to the arms, being aware of all the sensations arising, whatever they might be, however powerful they might be, just be aware, just be aware. Just as you might observe a person standing on the other side of the road, without any judgment, without any attachment or friction. You just look. Whatever that person does not bother you in any way. You're not bothered by anything that person does, but you just see that person. Just so, similarly, observe the sensations as they arise and pass away, giving the sensations no power at all, just observing whatever there might be. And when you are ready, relaxing the arms, the forearm, letting go of any need to control or manipulate, accepting the sensations in whatever form they might arise. Gently guiding your attention downwards to the hands or fingers, all the way down to the tips of the fingers. Being aware of the sensations, the vibrations, the warmth, the cold, whatever sensations there might be. Just being aware, being aware. And as you are aware, now relaxing the hands, the fingers, the tips of the fingers. Just as you relax the forearms and the arms, and as you do, the mind relaxing even more deeper, even more deeper, even more deeper, going deeper into a blissful state of calm and bliss, calm and bliss. As you gently, gently, gently guide your attention upward towards the neck, passing the shoulders, being aware of all the sensations very gently, very gently. Very gently, being aware of all the sensations arising all around the neck, all around the neck. And once you are aware, allowing yourself to relax the neck, all the muscles all around the neck. Relaxing the muscles deeper and deeper as the mind journeys deeper into a beautiful state of calm, bliss, and relaxation. Everything that you would like to experience. Everything negative, all the stresses and frustrations. You just don't know where they are at this moment, feeling so relaxed, light, and just beautiful inside. As you gently guide your attention upward to the face, being aware of all the facial muscles, all the facial muscles. Any stiffness around the face, any sort of sensation that might arise, be aware of all of these sensations. Then when you are aware, relaxing all the facial muscles, the jaw, the cheeks, the eyebrows, just all the muscles all around the face. Relax deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. And as you do, the mind becoming even more relaxed than ever before, feeling so light and peaceful, so light and peaceful. Feeling so light and peaceful. Now gently guiding your attention all the way to the top part of your head, the topmost part of your head, relaxing the whole head, relaxing all the whole head as you are aware of all the sensations all around the head, all around, all around. Imagine now the body and the mind being so relaxed and energized by the beautiful meditation of just being aware and letting go of all the sensation, the parts of the body, the mind feeling so light and so beautiful. Imagine yourself being in a place that you might be even more comfortable in. Imagine yourself lying down the shore of a beach, maybe in a forest, in a jungle, on top of a rock, meditating. Anywhere in the world, imagine a place that you can be completely yourself, completely open and completely comfortable. Imagine that you are in this place. And imagine the details that comes with the place. If it is the beach that you've chosen, imagine the trees, the sand, the breeze, the wind, the sound of the ocean, the waves. If it is a forest, the crackling of the leaves, the smell of the forest, the trees, the insects and the animals. A jungle, the wet mud, the smell of the mud, the beautiful sounds, the birds and the insects all around you. Imagine, go deeper and deeper into this experience of imagining that you are in this place of supreme, sublime beauty, helping you to relax even more deeply than ever before, Imagine yourself relaxing so deeply, so profoundly, experiencing a sublime, profound experience of relaxation, of relaxation, of relaxation. Of relaxation. Allow yourself to be in this place for a little longer. The crackling of the leaves, the breeze of the wind, the perfect temperature, the beautiful sounds of the animals and the insects around you, the flora and the fauna, beautiful sunlight penetrating through the canopy of trees, the moisture of the ground that you are sitting on. Imagine, go into great depth of imagination. Imagine that you are in this place completely relaxed, completely giving in to nature, completely giving into nature. Gently, gently, taking a deep breath in, a deep breath, very gently, letting go of the breath, very slowly, relaxing the mind and the body, being relaxed all times. As you breathe in again, everything positive, everything good in this world. Breathe out any toxins, any negativity, any frustration, any sadness, just letting it leave the body and the mind. letting it just leave the body and the mind, feeling cleansed of anything negative, hence feeling lighter, beautiful, confident, energized. As you gently take another deep breath in, being aware of the five senses, the feeling of touch all around the body, being aware, the sounds, the smell, the taste in your mouth, the sensations all around the body from the room that you are in, coming back from your perfect place back into the room where you are in. Gently, slowly, gently, slowly, gently, slowly. Being aware of the sounds around you, in the room that you are in, the house that you live, having no judgments whatsoever, but just being aware of the sensations of sitting on the cushion or chair that you've chosen as your meditation seat, being aware of the taste in your mouth, the smell of the room, the house that you are in, just being aware completely, utterly aware, as you gently, gently, gently awaken yourself when you are ready, when you are ready. Taking a moment for yourself to just contemplate the experience that you have just had. With your eyes open, just contemplating the mind before meditation and the mind that you have after. The calm, the tranquility, whatever it is that you might be experiencing and feeling. What you feel in your heart, what is going through your mind. Just make a mental note of it. As you gently awaken. Very good. I think I am feeling your vibrations. Wonderful. Good. So, I have selected a part of Dhamma, of course, from the Buddhist text. But those of you who are not Buddhist, do not worry. I think with my background in mindfulness study and mental health, and also with my background in sort of spiritual practice and Buddhism and meditation in terms of a Buddhist practice, I think this specific extraction that I've chosen to share with you today will help you greatly in terms of unraveling the chaos in our minds, the chaos that our past experiences have created, the chaos that our present experience is creating, whatever it might be, wherever that chaos, wherever that those troubles might be coming from. I think this extraction will be beneficial to all of you, regardless of your circumstances. When it comes to the way that we see ourselves, we see that we have a consciousness and we see that we have a body, right? We usually divide in mundane terms, that's all we see. We have a body. Yes, the body has organs. The body has its hair, its skin, its muscles, its sinews, its arteries, its nerves, its bones, it's all of that. And the mind, right? And with science, we do not really know much about the mind, right? We do not know, we do know, we have great information regarding the mind from compared to 10 years back, but we still have so much, so much to study, to learn, and to get to know how the mind operates in terms of cognition and all of these things. The Buddha, through his meditative attainments, when it comes to our being, speaks about or sort of emphasizes on the importance of breaking down the mind, right? Now, breaking down the mind, not in a way that you take it apart, but in a way to sort of understand where the different emotions, where the different feelings, where the different attachments, where the different frictions, where it all just comes from, right? Because when we are not so proficient in being aware and living in a country like the UK, working in a place like London or even closer to London, just being a part of this frantic, busy world makes us less aware by day. But the Buddha emphasizes on the value that comes through, the insight which comes through, being aware of where these different emotions, with these different feelings, these different sensations, perceptions, where they come from. So the Buddha breaks down the mind into four, right? He breaks down the mind into four parts. One part of it being sensations. Now these sensations includes anything that you're feeling, right? It includes when you would eat a nice piece of cake, or when you would eat anything that you like. That too, the taste that you feel is a sensation, right? And the life that you live, with the income that you have, the life that you live, the experience that you have, the things that you like to do, your personality, your characteristic is very closely knitted and attached to these sensations that you feel, right? So your personality, how you like your cup of tea in the morning. If you are a tea person or whether you're a coffee person, right? What kind of clothes, the material of clothes, the texture of clothes that you like on your skin and you feel comfortable wearing. All of these things, if you see, you are used to certain types of sensations in your life. And these sensations might be quite different from the sensations that other people are used to. Some people like spicy food, some people hate it. Some people go for exotic food, some people do not want to touch exotic food. Some people like seafood, some people hate seafood, right? These are the sensations that we are used to. The second part that the Buddha divides it up to is perception, right? Perception is the way that we have been trained through the times that we were a child, right? A little infant baby, and even before that, actually, even during the time that we spent, in our mother's wombs, we have been conditioned to sort of perceive certain elements or all elements in a certain way, right? This perceivable is everything that arises through your personal experience, or the things that you've heard in the world around you, through the television, things that you read in magazines, newspapers, things that you've seen other people do, whatever it might be. And then, of course, there is the mental factors, which I'm not going to speak much about, because it is a little bit difficult to understand the mental factors' effect on this if we are not sort of versed in sort of Abhidhamma. but I will speak about consciousness. Our consciousness, we have certain consciousnesses that we find comfortable or have certain aptitude of comfort with. It is with this that we would say, okay, this person, I have a friend who has a short temper. I have a friend who's always happy. I have a friend who always grins. I'm that friend. So, right, we have these, we associate these types of people, these types of consciousnesses with ourselves, and we get used to that. Is our personal, that grows to be our personality, right? The person that we are to the world, to ourselves, right? Now, when a person goes through troubles in meditation or in one's life, right, these troubles goes on to create a certain type of energy in your mind, right? There is, in neuroscience, they speak of, when you are born, they speak of something called a neuroset point, right? And these neuroset points, I've repeated this because it's such a beautiful discovery regarding the mind. These neuroset points are things that we've picked up early childhood. You know, even though we can't comprehend what the meaning of whatever which is going on around us might be, but we develop these sort of habitual patterns of cognition, right? That is why, you know, child psychologists would tell parents not to have quarrels and arguments in front of their infant children, or not to speak to children in certain ways. You know, this is because this creates a certain aptitude of mind which either pushes a child to be predominantly a happy person or a sad person. The sad fact about this fact is the fact that most the people in this world usually have sad set points over having happy set points. This, I would, in mundane terms, relate this to the fact that we are naturally dramatic. We do sort of overemphasize on the emotions because of the aggregate of clinging that we have towards experiences that we have. We personalize everything. If your mother is having a bad day and she has a go at you, you personalize it. What did I do wrong? Why am I being treated like this? Right? We personalize everything. This is the dramatic nature and within us. And because of that, through this personalization, we equate those emotions that we feel to ourselves. So we develop these happy or sad set points. Because of these sad set points, what happens is each and every experience that you would have in your life, after a certain time, you begin to feel sort of like you need something else, like you need something more. You buy your dream house, and after a year, a set point, usually with regards to one specific object, you can keep it going for about a year. After that, you start losing interest slowly. If you do not have something new, something to nourish that relationship, or something to nourish or make that object new, you start sort of losing interest on it. So what do we do? With regards to these set points, the perception, the consciousness that we have, when we are able to break it down, when you are experiencing something negative, right? We sometimes, if it is with a flatmate or a housemate, or with a friend or a partner, these experiences, when we have this element of mindfulness within us, the energy that this creates, the negative experience or the positive experience, when you have this awareness and mindfulness operating with you to analyze what is wrong here. Is it my flatmate, if we are taking that example, or is it myself? Or is it the both of us? It's probably the both of you, right? That is the importance in being able to understand. But in mindfulness, we emphasize on letting be and letting go. This is not to say that you can just push away things. No, it is nothing to do with pushing away. It is about logical reasoning and understanding, just letting things just be in the way that it is for that moment, to allow yourself to see, understand, and penetrate deeper into what the real meaning of the circumstance might be, right? That is very important when it comes to this practice of having mindfulness as a progressive practice that will help you in your mental health and spiritual study, right? When we go through an anxiety attack or a panic attack, right, what would your psychologist or your therapist or a doctor say? Right, right now the most prescribed mode of action is to breathe, CBT, right, is to breathe in. And in the process of breathing in, what are you supposed to do? To be aware of you breathing in, of you putting aside, sort of breaking the anxiety or the experience of anxiety, the experience of a depression or the panic attack that you're having, breaking it to the experience of breathing, which is here, and creating a divide between the experience of the panic attack. This you do by awareness alone. There was a study done by Stanford University where they got brains from a couple of Ivy Leagues around the country, from Stanford, from Yale, from Harvard, and they got these guys to some of them to meditate, some of them were just told to do whatever they do, and their brains were scanned. Those who came from these guys going to Ivy Leagues, they're pretty impressively smart, right? They're pretty impressively smart. But they found out through the study that however smart you are, however much you study, however much you earn, whatever tax bracket that you are in, this does not push up your sad set point to a happier happy set point. It does not. The only thing that they have studied and the results that they have learned from what they have learned from the results of 32 years of research is the fact that the only thing that can push you from a sad set point to a happier set point is mindfulness. Because mindfulness allows you to be operational, to work within reality. And the reality of the fact is that there is consciousness, and then there is perception, there is feelings, and these are completely different aggregates working together all right, but they are completely different. In being able to understand that, one develops a skill to have a sound mental health. And this allows for a person to sort of develop a resilience towards any sort of stress, frustration, anxiety, depression that one would experience in one's life, right? This process is in Pali called Khandānupassana. Khanda is an aggregate, Anupassana is a reflection on the aggregates, the ability to divide. Mundane psychologists would sort of, or therapists would tell people, when you have problems, make sure that you do not bring all your problems and put it into one basket. It is paramount. It is of paramount importance that one is able to sort out one's problems and put the family problems in one basket, the work problems in another. This helps a person. The fact of sorting out your problems helps a person deal with the problems in a way that you will effectively get rid of them, right? Effectively get rid of them. What the Buddha is saying is to go a little bit more deeper and to break down your mind to understand what it is in our minds that allows or creates the sort of the environment in the mind for a person to harbor negativity or for the person to harbor positivity, right? This is the two extremes that we tend to be handling when it comes to the expressions or the emotions that we experience in ourselves, right? In ourselves. The important fact about this is that one will be able to do this easily in terms of breaking down being aware if one has a consistent practice. The practice has to be consistent, right? This is not in any way a sad practice. It is a very sort of realistic, it's a realistic sort of, it's not even an optimistic practice. It is a very realistic practice where you are grounded. And when you are grounded, remember, you are at your strongest. You are not taken by surprise because you are standing on earth, right? And that is very important with regard to the practice. This element of being able to let go and let be comes with your reflection, your ability to break down the aggregates and to know that these aggregates are by nature impermanent. You might have experienced in your meditation that when one sensation arises, it prolonged for a certain amount of time, it fell away, and then another sensation arises in its own time. This happens almost spontaneously, right? And it happens consistently, right? It goes through a process of arising and passing away, arising and passing away, arising and passing away. And this is the same way depression works in your mind. This is the same way anxiety works in your mind. This is the same way the panic attacks sort of activate in your mind. It arises and passes away. You are loving yourself through the meditation, developing the skill of being able to see that arising and passing away through your meditation allows you to now be the master of your mind. Because the moment that you are aware, the anxiety loses its power. With the moment that you are aware, the depression loses its power, right? Loses its power. And that is important practice. You have to keep on going. It will work. And for the spiritual practitioner, the more that you practice, the more energy that you keep on building for yourself. Thus, when you go on to doing something work related, when you go on to do something meditative, spiritual, you have so much more energy to use for that process. And that is what we try to sort of aim at through the meditation and the mindfulness, right? Through the meditation and the mindfulness, right? So I am going to open up for a bit of questions if anyone does have questions, right? If you do not have any questions, we are going to also move into the next part of the mindfulness meditation, right? Dil, yes?
Bhante, you mentioned when you were describing the khandhas, you said mental factors, but my understanding was mental factors is in Abhidhamma when you taught to the Cetasika.
Mental concomitants.
Yes, it's all the formations. Yeah, mental formations or concomitants.
Mental formations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions? If you do have any questions, and there are multiple people, you can just use the clap emoji or the hands up emoji, and then I will unmute your mic so that you can ask your question. All right, wonderful. So Nathan, do you want to, okay.
Hello.
Yes, Nathan.
Yeah, so you mentioned about maintaining a constant practice of mindfulness. And so it's like you say, I mean, during meditation, it's obviously a practice, one way of practicing it, but the rest of the day, how do you sort of maintain that consistency? I mean, you can try and do that, but it's very easy to sort of lose that awareness. So what sort of advice you sort of maintain that?
Thanks, Nathan. Okay, what I mean by when I say having a constant practice of mindfulness is, of course, for the first thing is doing practice of mindfulness every day, right? At least once a day, amazing, great if you could do twice a day, amazing if you could do thrice a day, right? But, sometimes, it's difficult to find time, or it's difficult with the things that we are engaged with, it's difficult, right? But what I mean by consistent consistent practice is when you get into the routine of mindfulness, and when you love mindfulness, right? When you are in mindfulness because of the passion that you have for it, you love how it feels afterwards. When you gain this passion towards mindfulness, although you are not meditating, you are aware. That is what I mean, right? So, for example, let us say with regards to perception, when you train yourself in terms of analyzing the perceptions that you have, let's take a gross example. If you're having an argument with someone in your house, someone that you're isolating or someone that you're living with, and you are a person who's sort of trained in sort of tapping into perception in a way that you perceive what you are perceiving and the conditions behind that. This allows for you to now slowly develop a skill where this awareness of the perception happens almost instantly without you prompting it. It is as if the moment that you think, okay, I have to go get myself a bottle of water from the kitchen, right? And the action of it, you're so used to walking, you know where the kitchen is, you know how to walk, you've done it so many times for so many years, right? It's almost an instant, right, action that you make from the place that you are, your room or the hall, into the kitchen, right? This practice, in terms of what I mean by constant practice, is then that where you sort of develop, or sort of where you allow yourself the training to be able to develop a practice where this perceivable of perception is able to happen almost naturally. That is what I mean. So yes, the beginning, and let me tell you, this will not take a month or a year. This will take a good week for you to do. You do this properly for about a week, where you are a bit extra aware. You can have your fun, you can have your sort of, you can do everything, but just be aware of how the mind is sort of perceiving things, right? And have a daily meditation practice. And let me tell you, by the starting of the second week, right, by the third week, you will be almost natural in it, right? You'll be almost natural in it. And if you do it for 8 weeks, what happens is that nature will last up to 4 years, right? For 4 years, you do it for 8 weeks, you will have an effect that will last for 4 years. So when you sort of go through a mindfulness practice, well, a mindfulness practice or a mindfulness sort of course for 8 weeks, and when if you are meditative and mindful for 8 weeks straight, you will develop a foolproof stress and depression, anxiety, resilience mechanism within yourself that will last for the next 4 years. That is scientifically proven with 32 years of research. All right. Yes, Nathan, you can ask your other question as well.
Yeah, can you hear me, Bhatt?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So the last question is, normally with meditation, correct me if I'm wrong, when you're doing meditation, it's always good to have in your mindset not to want to gain anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, we're trying to gain this sort of, relaxation, mindfulness, and whatnot. But from what I've heard, it's just that it's important to also not strive to look for that, but just be in that moment. So it's like basically not wanting to gain anything. So then my question is like, what should be your motivation to meditate if you do not want to sort of gain anything? How do you sort of maintain the right motivation to meditate if you don't want to sort of gain anything? And that's sort of something I
All
believe
right.
in.
Nathan, it is important to understand. Okay, I'm going to just unmute your mic, mute your mic. It is important to understand what gaining is, right? This is broken up in psychology as well as in Buddhism, actually, right? Gaining is, for example, if I say this, okay, the Americans specifically are into this practice of morning. They sort of get up in the morning and they tell, may I be wealthy, may I have a lot of money, may I have a lot of friends, may I have prosperity. They sort of tell, they are very used to, why I say the American, because it started in America. That sort of practice, it started in America and sort of trickled down to the rest of the Western world, right? Now that is something which affects your meditation. Yes. Why? Because you are cutting yourself short, right? But if we are talking about things such as if you are meditating for materialistic gain, that is where you are cutting yourself short. But peace, tranquility, mental health, right? Having the ability to let go. Now, letting go is not a part of craving, right? Letting go is not a part of craving. Craving is when you sort of hoard and sort of fill up, right, things pertaining to the material world, right? When it comes to the attitude that we have regarding meditation, or the reason backing meditation, if you're meditating for peace or tranquility, for mental health, now that does not fall under a sort of an attachment-based mentality, right? It does not fall under a attachment-based mentality, because for it to be attachment-based mentality, you must be clinging to something of the world, right? You must be holding on to something of the world. So if you're meditating to become more prosperous in terms of you then universally being able to earn more money, now that is something that will cut you short. Also, in a conversation that I had with a consultant psychologist from and a fellow of a research fellow of Oxford University. He was a very senior Zen practitioner as well. And so I was invited to lunch at his house, and then we were having a chat, and so my question to him was narcissism, right? How mindfulness contributes towards narcissistic tendencies and the development of narcissistic tendencies, right? And what his take on it was, and they had also had a discussion about the same topic within the Oxford Mindfulness core team. And his take on it was, when we practice mindfulness for materialistic gains such as money, a better house, a better car, being able to have the energy to sort of do all of that what it creates is, you go deeper into what you want in a mental psychological way, which then could sort of lead to the development, the cultivation, the strengthening of narcissistic tendencies within us. Now, we all have narcissistic tendencies, right? We have narcissistic tendencies to a certain level, right? It is only if you have about 7 of these narcissistic tendencies, including the control over empathy, that one is then actually able to control of empathy, that one is actually then is sort of said to be a narcissist, or can sort of control their emotions according to be a narcissist. But so there is that danger. So that is why now people from modern sort of modern mindfulness, or the secular mindfulness section, are trying to sort of bring in an element of letting go and understanding, right? So if you would take sort of Dr. Kabat Singh's books, the father of modern mindfulness, if you take his books, the latter books, before, he was a bit afraid of mentioning the Buddhist origins of mindfulness. But now you find that he does mention the Buddhist origins of mindfulness just to get rid of this potential disaster that could happen from it, which is you progressing on your narcissistic tendencies through mindfulness. Right, so that is why the Buddha specifically always focuses on nibbana, the happiness, the letting go, those parts. Now modern mindfulness has come, or mindfulness regarding mental health has come to a state where they focus more on mental health, calm, tranquility, peace, those parts of it. So I believe now, if you take those parts, the circular mindfulness focuses more on peace, tranquility, that part of it. We focus more on wisdom, right? The Buddhists, or the Buddhist teachings, the Buddha has focused us more on the aggregate of wisdom. That is what leads our practice, right? Nathan, have I answered your question? You can just type yes if you, yes, good. All right. All right. Do we have any other questions? Do we have any other questions that anyone of you? This is a question answer session, by the way, so please. Okay, so if you do not have any more questions, shall we move on to our next meditation? Right, good. So let's then get into a meditation posture, comfortable meditation posture. If you do want to sort of move around a bit before you do get onto your posture, yes, you may do so. All right, let's all get ready to meditate. Sitting in a posture comfortable for meditation. Having yourself comfortably seated. Taking a deep breath in, being aware of the body and the mind. As you breathe out, relaxing the body. Relaxing the body and the mind. Feeling a sense of peace and tranquility. Feeling a sense of deep peace and tranquility. As you breathe in and out, in and out, in and out. Taking a moment to be aware of the breath. To be aware of the breath. Using the breath to calm yourself with every breath that you breathe. Going deeper into a state of relaxation and awareness. Being profoundly aware of the experience, of meditation, gently telling yourself with every breath that I breathe, may I go deeper into myself. May I be able to be more aware of the mind and body, the mind and body. Of the mind and body. Gently taking a few moments time to bring your attention to the involuntary breaths. Trying to be aware of the breath, using it to ground yourself, go deep into a state of calm and tranquility, and most importantly, being aware, being aware, being aware. Gently guiding your attention to the topmost part of the head, to the topmost part of the head, allowing yourself to observe all the sensations all around the head, all around the head, all around the head. Observing the sensations arising and passing away, arising and passing away. In its own time, in its own time. Observing the various vibrations of sensations, various vibrations of sensations, bearing the nature of impermanence, arising and passing away, arising and passing away, arising and passing away. Gently guiding your attention from the head to the forehead. Being aware of all the sensations, the different sensations arising all around the head. All around, all around. All around. as you slowly, gently allow yourself to go deeper, penetrating from the gross sensations into the finer, more subtle sensations arising and passing away, arising and passing away, arising and passing away. Arising and passing away. The sensations might be very clear to you. You might see them very fast, or you might take some time. Do not worry. The key to be able to see the sensations and observe the sensations depends on how well you are able to let go and to just let be and observe whatever that arises and passes away. Just observing, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Gently guiding your attention from the forehead to the nose, to the nose. Being aware of all the sensations all around the nose, all around, exerting the right amount of effort, the right amount of effort to find balance, in your meditation. There is no need to be too serious. Have a light attitude and just allow yourself to be aware of this body that has supported you in everything, that has helped you achieve everything that you wanted to achieve. This body is your best friend. So just observe this best friend of yours and see what's going on. What is going on? Gently guiding your attention from the nose to the cheeks on either side of the face. Observing the rising and passing away of all the sensations. Of all the sensations all around the feet, all around, all around, all around. As you gently now guide your attention from the cheeks to the lips, being aware of all the sensations arising all around the lips, all around, all around, all around. Observing the fact that you are becoming calmer and calmer. That you are able to see finer sensations now than ever before. And allowing the natural course of this meditation to take its toll. Gently guiding your attention from the lips to the chin. Being aware of all the sensations all around the chin, all around, all around, all around. Gently allowing yourself to be aware of the nature of impermanence. Noting how one sensation arises and passes away for another sensation to arise. How you cannot be aware of a sensation at your chin and a sensation on your shoulders at the same time. One sensation must pass for another to arise. Observe these natures of the mind. Observe these natures going deeper and deeper, going deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. As you gently guide your attention from the chin to the neck, being aware of all the sensations all around the neck, all around, all around, all around. All around. As you gently, slowly, patiently allow yourself, allow yourself. To penetrate to the gross sensations into the finer, more subtle sensations. Being able to let go a little bit more better. Not narrating what kind of sensation you want to feel, but accepting whatever sensations arise. Whatever sensations arise. Whatever sensations might arise. Gently guiding your attention towards the shoulders, being aware of the shoulders, all the sensations arising all around the shoulders. Allow yourself to go deeper into awareness, deeper into awareness. Having no judgment whatsoever, but just allowing yourself to be aware, to have the right amount of mindfulness, energy. Putting aside everything else, any responsibilities and duty, and guiding your undivided attention towards the meditation subject. Observe the sensations all around the shoulders, the many multitude of sensations arising and passing away, arising and passing away, rising and passing away. Gently guiding your attention from the shoulders to the forearms, on the either sides of the body, the right and the left. Be aware of each and every sensation arising from each and every fiber of skin and muscle, from each and every fiber of skin and muscle, of skin and muscle. Breaking barriers for yourself by going deeper and deeper into these sensations, into these sensations. Into these sensations. As you gently now guide your attention from the forearms, moving down to the arms, being aware of the sensations yet again. Observing how this body is like a galaxy of stars. There are being so many sensations of so many different levels of power and magnitude. Just as the galaxy has so many stars in it. Develop a sense of confidence and happiness from the experiences that you are able to observe in mind, in sensations. In sensations. As you gently guide your attention from the arms to the hands, from the hands, the fingers, the tips of the fingers, feeling all the sensations of vibrations, temperature, warmth, moisture, whatever sensations there might be, observe, observe, observe. Observe. Gently guiding your attention all the way from the tips of the fingers upwards back to the shoulders, being aware of all of these sensations, on the way to the shoulder, and slowly but gently guiding your attention from the shoulders to the chest, from the shoulders to the chest, Going deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Into observing all the sensations arising and passing away, arising and passing away. Rising and passing away. You might think that you know what the sensation is going to be, but remember to have an open mind because the sensations will surely surprise you if you do. Surely surprise you if you do. Gently guiding your attention from the chest to the abdomen, the whole abdomen, the upper and lower, being aware of all the sensations arising all around the abdomen without any judgment, exerting the right amount of effort, allowing yourself to see the nature of impermanence within all of these sensations that arise and pass away from moment to moment. Have no attachment whatsoever to the pain or the pleasure. Just observe, just observe, just observe. Just observe. Do not tell yourself what your limits are. The potential of the mind is limitless, so do not limit yourself. Have a very open mind, be ready to accept and observe anything that comes up. Tell yourself whatever sensation arises, I will be aware. I will be aware. And that is all. As you gently now guide your attention from the abdomen all the way down to the thighs, observing all the sensations all around the thighs, all around, all around, all around. Whatever sensations there might be, observe, observe, observe. Observe. As you gently, gently observe the nature of impermanence within all of these sensations that arise and pass away, arise and pass away. Allow yourself to have grounding, to not exert too much of effort, but finding the right balance of effort to go deeper into the state of concentration, samadhi, and understanding. Balance is everything. Gently, slowly, Guiding your attention from the thighs down to the legs, observing the different sensations all around the legs, all around the legs. Might be an itch, it might be the sensation as if an insect is walking on your skin. It might be the feeling of cold or warmth. Whatever sensations there might be aware, observe, be aware, observe. Be aware and observe. Gently guiding your attention from the legs to the feet, the soles of the feet, the thumb, the toes. Observing all the sensations arising all around the feet, the touch against the ground, the texture of the socks or the footwear that you are wearing. Be aware, be aware, be aware. Adjusting your posture. Of all the sensations that arise and pass away, rise and pass away. With no judgments whatsoever. With no judgment whatsoever. No judgment whatsoever. Accepting everything, everything. Understand the sensations arise, prolong for a certain amount of time and they pass away. Attempting to observe these three stages of the sensation. These three stages of the sensation. If you feel as if the sensation is becoming difficult to bear, observe how when you let go of that sensation, how the sensation begins to weaken. Observe how when you focus or give a sensation unnecessary attachment and attention, how the sensation grows. Observe the connection between the mind and these sensations that are manifested. Observe, observe, observe. Now gently, gently, gently guiding your attention upwards from the tips of the toes upwards to the topmost part of the head, scanning each and every part of the body from bottom to top. Allowing yourself another chance to be aware of the body, to brush through the body, to be aware of all the sensations arising and passing away, arising and passing away, without any judgment, but just awareness, just simple awareness. Be aware, be aware, be aware, be aware. From the feet to the legs, observing each and every fiber of skin and muscle, all the sensations arising all around the legs, the pleasurable and the not so pleasurable, the fast and slow. Observe the many sensations, the many sensations. Guiding your attention from the legs to the thighs, observing all the sensations all around the thighs, all around, all around, all around. all around the thighs as you gently guide your attention from the thighs to the abdomen, all around the abdomen, all around the abdomen. Moving behind to the spine, the back, moving upwards to the upper back, observing all the sensations arising, how they arise and pass away, and gently guiding your attention from the back, the spine, the upper spine, to the front, to the chest. Observe the chest, the muscles all around the chest, as you move upwards from the chest to the shoulders, all around the shoulders, to the forearms, observing the forearms, all the sensations, the good and the bad, the powerful and the weak, the gross and the subtle, whatever sensations there might be aware of these sensations, moving downwards from the forearms to the arms, down to the hands, the fingers. Be aware, Gently, slowly, guiding your attention from the tips of the fingers all the way up through the shoulders to the neck, to the neck. All around the neck, being aware of these sensations, and then guiding your attention from the neck to the face, being aware of all the facial muscles, all the facial muscles as they arise and pass away, arise and pass away. As you gently, slowly guide your attention from the facial muscles to the head, to the topmost part of the head, being aware of all the sensations arising all around the body as a whole, the different sensations arising and passing away. Be aware. As you gently take a deep breath in, being aware of the whole body now as you swept across the body, observing these many sensations, nature of impermanence, allowing yourself to go deeper into this nature of impermanence like you have never done before. Taking a deep breath in and releasing the breath, becoming more aware of the body. As you breathe in and then breathe out, the sensations becoming clearer, more distinct, than ever before. Gently, slowly, taking another deep breath in, being aware of all the sensations. And as you become aware of these many sensations, As we become more aware that all these sensations arising all around the body are impermanent in nature, the sensations that you experienced when you started might appear to you differently now. Be aware of this phenomena. Nature of impermanence operating within each and every being in this samsara, in this cycle of rebirth and death. And let us wish and radiate thoughts of loving kindness to all of these beings who are inflicted by this incurable illness of impermanence. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings, including myself, may all beings, including myself, who are inflicted by this impermanence, may they all be well and happy, well and happy, well and happy. May they all be free. Of any form of ignorance. May their eyes unfold towards the truth and reality of this samsara, cycle of rebirth and death. May all beings be well and happy, well and happy, well and happy. Taking a deep breath in, being aware of the five senses, the room that you are in, the sounds, the smells, the taste in your mouth, the feelings all around the body. Taking a moment for yourself to awaken back into the senses, back into the senses. Back into the senses. As you gently open your eyes and awaken, taking a moment for yourself to observe the before and after, meditation, the mind, the body, the energy, the calm, the clarity, the peace and serenity. Gently stretching yourself out, making sure you are comfortable with awareness, and slowly, when you are ready, fully awakening to the present moment, here and now. Wonderful. All right. The pace by which we succeed in upon the path of meditation leading towards the attainment of the sublime states of sainthood, all depend on one skill of letting go. This skill of letting go allows a person to first start with being able to let go of the need to immediately respond, to react to the different sensations, to the different emotions that one would experience throughout one's meditation. But then it trickles down to the experience when one has a constant or a daily regular practice. It trickles down to the other parts of life, where one now becomes more aware about the relationships one has, the attitudes behind those relationships, the way that one carries oneself mentally and physically through the day, feeling a sense of newness every day, energy, feeling that there is a lack of any need to be miserable and unhappy, being aware and being awakened to the truth that there are so many things in this life, in this world, that has true potential to bring enlightenment, a sense of enlightenment into the world. Through interacting with the Dhamma and using Dhamma, one will be able to develop a form of sapling, if I may, of Dhamma within one's heart that one keeps on watering every day. So at the end of your day, make sure that you have watered your plant within yourself, having done one good thing, being better than the day before, trying to study something, to learn something that you have not learned before each and every day, to develop a sense of deep newness, loving yourself, to embrace the world, the relationships around that you have, the world around you, with much more gratitude. The more respect and love that you develop through this practice of meditation, mindfulness, will show with the amount of love and respect that you have for yourself, the teachings that you have, and the teachings that have been given to us, and also the people who take the time to show love and care to you. We might sometimes feel as if this doctrine is so profound that it excels these mundane consciousnesses. Yes, but to excel, we need these mundane consciousnesses to help us. We need care, we need love, we need all of the stabilities that a person needs to feel secure and safe and confident, through which those emotions, those strengths will help us in the path towards liberation. So never think that one can put aside one's relationships or push aside one's relationships and then sort of tread on the path towards nirvana. However difficult it might be sometimes, it is most important to persevere and endeavor on towards happiness, towards the reasoning that shows us that everything in this world, including your attitude and perceptions, are impermanent, that we are all prone to suffering in some sort of way, if not mentally, physically, and that in our heart, our mind, we have an unchangeable need, a urge to mirror the needs and wants of the world in a way that we feel that we truly desire and want it. Through this mindfulness practice, you will become aware of the fact that those needs and wants of the world are not your own, but only those that you have adopted from what you see and experience. Through the teachings of the Dhamma, you will realize for yourself and have personal insight to the fact that in our lives, when we take away the perception and the craving attachment that we have towards the sensations, what is left is a very, very, very powerful person. A powerful person who can penetrate into deep states of love, kindness, compassion, gratitude, and empathy. So strong that one even influences the people in one's life. So strong that people around you too become inclined towards Dhamma and spiritual practice. This is the power of Dhamma. This is the power this is the change that power can bring onto your life. And this is what all of us should be striving to, because this scientifically, spiritually, with all human reasoning, is the only thing that brings us true happiness. The only thing that brings us true happiness. Do we have any questions? All right. We will be repeating this tomorrow, not repeating, but rather doing a similar session tomorrow. Hopefully we might be able to go into deeper subjects tomorrow. And I'm so glad to be here for all of you sort of doing this, Right, I am enjoying this as much as I guess you are. So I take that you are. Right, so I wish you an amazing day ahead. Right, I hope that you read a bit of Dhamma. We have been doing a lot of suttas. We have been doing a lot of Abhidhamma as well. Yes, Dhamsiri, you have a question.
Let me
yes,
on my mic. Yeah, this is the sermon you gave us last time about the contemplating on Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha.
Yes.
And you mentioned that once we carry on this practice, we developed sati, and then we develop shraddha, which is faith, and then we develop, as a result of that, we develop wisdom, and then from there we naturally reduce the papancha, which is
Saddha, Sila, Sutta, Chaga, Panya.
Yeah.
Right. No, not. Yes, the prapanchas are applicable to. Yes, Dhamsiri, why don't you finish your question? Okay.
Yeah. Then the question I have is, then as we weaken the papanya, as we weaken the papanya, what are the other other things we are achieving? Actually, you mentioned something about stability, and then I couldn't catch it up actually at that time. Can you a little bit explain this?
So, yeah. So, with regards to Saddha, Sila, Sutta, Chaga, Panya, Saddha, faith, Sila, morality, Sutta, learning, Chaga, generosity, and Panya, wisdom. These are the qualities. Remember, this was at the end of the sutta. These are the qualities that are very much also the qualities that are apparent and very visible within the deities, right? That is one thing. Through the practice, through any form of practice, when we weaken the hindrances, the prapanchas, tanha, ditthimana, greed, wrong view, and conceit will weaken. It will happen. Even if one is to give a dana, something as basic of a practice as dana, where you give a meal to a monk or a poor person, even in that process, right, we do weaken. As a result of the weakening of the hindrances, we do weaken the prapancha naturally. It all happens somewhat together, right? So what do we experience? What do we experience as a result of the weakening of the prapanchas and the hindrances? We experience, to a mundane person, we start experiencing clarity, first of all, right? Clarity, and we become very sensitive to the mentalities and the physical sensations that we experience, right? This is what we then, sort of, the Western world has begun to use, sort of mindful eating, right? Mindful walking, which they call, these are practices that have been developed and has been there for since the time of the Buddha. But in the Western world, they call it mindful eating, mindful walking. There are certain mindfulness practices such as that. And what it does is it brings calm, it brings clarity, and you become more sensitive to the things that happens within the body and the mind, right? Because of this sensitivity, you become more aware of what is going on around you. Now, I remember when I've sort of started moving between Sri Lanka and Burma, right? Certain things that sometimes the devotees say, right? Certain things, when the devotees sort of come to see me to have a bit of a chit chat, or just to come see me and listen to a bit of Dhamma in a very sort of unofficial way, right? I picked up that sometimes the devotees, when they say something, sometimes they don't know what they have, sort of the words that they have used, or the true sort of depth of the word that they have used. So I remember having to always sort of re-ask them and question them on their choice of words, right? On their choice of words. And so there was a doctor who one time, he sort of told me, Bhante, you hear things that we don't hear in the language, right? And I was like, oh, okay. Right? To sort of, that is a result of that mindfulness practice, where you sort of see another line than what is sort of what you think it appears to be. You become more sensitive to whatever that is said. Now that is developed Dhamsire, right? With that is a result of the nivarnas, of all the prapanchas and all of that weakening, right? Now when the prapanchas, all of that weaken, if a person is pursuing a path of path leading to path of samatha meditation, what happens is samadhi that one experiences because of the lack of the prapanchas, or the weakening of the prapanchas, the samadhi, the samatha power increases. So one is able to advert and develop in mindfulness faster, right? Faster. In another way, because with regard to this specific sutta that we have just discussed, as the Sambhadokasa Sutta, which relate to the practice of the 6 recollections, these recollections also, it's not just like giving a dana. It is this level of the result of the Sabbokasa, practicing the Sabbokasa Sutta is a bit different, because it is accompanied by faith towards a Buddha. So the result of it is a sort of a magnified passion and shraddha plus prajna, wisdom base towards the practice. So what happens? So the person who is a bit lackadaisical, right? The person who is a little bit lagging in the path towards the path, and sort of the motivation that one has towards the path is now strengthened. That is another result of it, right? That is another result of it. Then, whilst that happens, we also have to see the external impediments that disrupt our practice, the external impediments. Because now the more you start practicing, the more that you start practicing the recollections, Buddhanusati, Dhammhanusati, Sanghanusati, Chaghanusati, Devanusati, and that's Devanusati. Did I miss one? Yeah. When you practice the recollections, what happens is the person who lags is now motivated, right? And the person who also lacks confidence, right? The person who lacks confidence, the people who say, I can't meditate, I can't subdue my mind, the kilesas are too strong, I can't let go of certain food things, I love food and I can't let go of food. Now you develop a sense of power to sort of be the driving force of your life. That is a very special attribute and result of practicing the anusatis, right? Also,
Yes.
another thing is, because of the reflection that we have, the connection that we have towards the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, and all the other parts, which all are to do with our internal Buddha nature, within inverted commas, Buddha nature, right? Because of that, what happens is the attention, gravity, the dramatic side within us, which gives a lot of power towards external impediments that hinder our practice, weakens. Because now I am not bothered. I am aware, I am very much aware, I know there's a problem, I will solve it, but I will not go behind it and I will not dramatize and sort of fall into a mental state of sadness, because what is important for me is the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha and my practice. You develop a connection to your practice. You develop an identity with your practice. Right, and this identity is furthest away from clinging, because this identity allows you to let go. The main feature of this identity is to hold on to that which enlightens you and let go of that which disrupts your journey, hinders and makes your mind busy. Right? Because of that, it is not at all craving. Right? Now, whilst I was doing my the guided meditation for you guys, right, I used the word, I said, develop a sense of happiness with regards to what you're experiencing. Do you remember I said that? Yeah. Now, I just wrote it down just to sort of emphasize on it. Happiness, remember, is not attachment. Right?
Yeah.
Happiness is not attachment. Allow yourself to develop the skill of happiness without attachment. This is also where the story, the Dhamma of unconditional love comes in, right? Where the story of unconditional love, right? Now, when those things happen, one is able to progress from Samatha Samadhi very fast, also get into the path of stream entry very fast. Right? Because with that lightness of mind, one can learn the Dhamma and accept the Dhamma. Right? One can learn the Dhamma and accept the Dhamma quite in a very stable manner. Right? In quite a stable manner. Right?
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you. It's very clear now.
Very glad it is. All right. Do we have any other questions, guys, before we wrap up the session Wonderful. So I am very pleased to do this for all of you. I'm very pleased to do this for all of you. It's lovely meeting you sort of every day almost, except the Friday. Right? We are meeting every day almost to study Dhamma. This is, it is not good to say, but the quarantine has its benefits. Right? So we are sort of juggling a lot of Dhamma, and this is such a blessed time. And I think even after quarantine ends, I think we can keep this up. It saves a lot of petrol also. Right. So we will see each other tomorrow. Please tell your friends, tell family, help us get the word out. Help us get the word out, and to sort of attract more people towards the programs that we offer, and to also help those people, especially if there are people who sort of have certain difficulties that they sort of juggle through life. So also the Dhamma Center can use all the help that it can get. So if anyone wants to make a charitable donation, please go to our website. All the details are there. That will help us cover all the running costs, and of course the maintaining the temple, all of these. So that would also be very much appreciated. I wish you all the very best, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.